no abandonments. He gave his thighs a vigorous rub. No good. This is no good at all. He was about to get up when he caught sight of the basket on Wynn's bedside table, in which she kept her hair things. George reached over for it, and heard himself let out the sound, which these days seemed to accompany his bending or stretching for anything. The basket had once contained a gift of lavender soaps. Wynn kept it tidily stacked, with the hairpins, rollers, and Kirby grips with which she used to put my hair up every night of their marriage, even though he longed for her not to. The only time she had let all this go was a few winters back, when she had that terrible flu. I must look a sight, she apologised, through a haze of Vicks Vapor Rub. I'll get my rollers in as soon as I'm better. As if she must do it for him. Her hair was still black as the inkiest blackbird then. Every day it was immaculate, the tight curls tamed by hairspray and waving back away from her forehead the way the Queen wore hers. He squeezed one of the rollers in his hand and winced. It was all wire and mesh, like a bit of fence from a prisoner of war camp. Fancy sleeping with that plenteous skull every night. When her hair faded, she began to tint it. She wasn't dyeing it, she insisted, just giving it a wash through. She didn't manage all that by the end, nor the curlers. She had been natural then, in a loose nightgown, beautiful in his eyes. She rose to meet death, old Wynn did. She rose and grew as never before, while moving daily further out of his reach. He put the basket back on the bedside table and sat staring at the window. Might the two of them, had they both lived long enough, eventually have grown back together in some fashion? He saw them reaching out, connecting first at their fingertips, slipping a palm round each other's wrists in playful union, her white inner arm sliding along his until they were lime trees, pleached into a seamless... Lord God, how long had he been sitting here? He leapt from the bed. He had to find his... It came to him. The washing basket. Of course. He'd put his trousers in the laundry as usual, thinking someone would wash them. One pair of oil-stained trousers, the colour of cattle dung, safely retrieved and flung on the bed. A blue-striped shirt, a favourite navy jersey, both elbows out. Wynn had not been up to darning lately. As he fastened his shirt buttons, he went to look out at the drive. The pack would be here any minute, surely. It was quiet, the snow marked only by tyre tracks and the dark trail of his footprints. From up here they looked small and lonely, an uninhabited archipelago in a desolate sea. He hurried downstairs, the hall tiles icy under his feet. Standing on the kitchen's grey lino, George eyed the table, humped as a camel under a white cloth. Beneath it, he knew, was Vera's spread. Any minute now, she and the rest of Wynn's cronies would all be swarming at the house. Of course, he had had a word with them all at the creme, before the need to take off seized him so abruptly. And now, here were the expected funeral bake-meats. For a moment, he tried to persuade himself that he could manage it. Stay and face them all. Rosemary, Pat, Eunice, and the others. All full of poor Wynn. And of course, Vera. Oh, dear God, Vera, whose every act made him feel guilty or inadequate. He felt stretched to the end of himself, the thought of it all unbearable. Nose twitching, he reached forward to lift the edge of the cloth, keeping his body well back as if there might be something dangerous underneath. He examined the mounds of sandwiches and hams, the trifles involving glacé cherries, the inevitable pies, all laid out lovingly by Vera. Marvellous Vera, who had started as a cleaner in the shop and now seemed to run his entire life. I can't, he stated, dropping the edge of the cloth. Just can't. Lifting it again, he poked his head underneath and ferreted about like an old-fashioned photographer. After scooping a few offerings into a linen napkin, he turned, performing a sudden swivel to avoid tripping over the dog whose nose was whiffling hopefully beside him. Get out of the damn way, Monty! Oh, Lord God Almighty! He looked down at himself. Navy